You know, with the luck I've been having lately, how much you want to bet this is the video that YouTube doesn't bury? Hey everybody. I find myself in a bit of an odd situation, especially with the timing of the release of this, because yesterday I put out my Ways the YouTubers Burn Out video, which I shot like a month ago and just didn't put out till now. Since it was kind of an evergreen topic, it was one of those things that I kind of just kept in my back pocket for a bit. And now I find myself doing a kind of a spiritual follow-up to that. And I don't know why, because nobody's going to see this, which is the problem. My channel has been tanked. I don't know why. I noticed it on Wednesday that views were way down on the Overdue Doctor Who. Now, initially, what I thought had happened, because something had gone weird the last time before that I had set up a video initially as unlisted so that I could provide the link on Patreon so they would get early access to it. And something had gone weird the last time I did it. So I assumed on Wednesday that it went weird because I tried to do that again. I'm like, fine, heck with it. I'm not going to do that. Cleared it, re-uploaded it. And it still did awful. When I say awful, I mean like... So, Sunday and Monday of last week were not great, but they were also kind of off-topic for me. You know, talking about DS9, talking about Superman. They did about what I expected them to. And then coming into Overdue Doctor Who, that video did, in the first 24 hours, maybe a quarter of what it would have done normally. And I honestly didn't know what to make of that. And then the video went up on Friday, which was the Disney characters into Hogwarts houses, and on a whim I even did that one as a premiere to see if that would counteract whatever the heck was going on. It didn't. And it's clearly not an issue of like Doctor Who not being a trending topic anymore, because this was a completely different topic, and the numbers were even worse. And I've been alerted, and a lot of the comments on both those videos bear out. People aren't seeing... my videos are not showing up in subscription feeds or recommendations. They're just not. The videos are still there. If you go to my channel, if you follow a direct link, like say what I post on Twitter or the Facebook page or the Patreon page, you can get to it. So they're not deleted, they're not blocked, but nobody is seeing that they're going up unless they are set up with the bell and they get a notification. But even people set up with the bell, if they go to their subscription feed, it's not there. Even those people still have to go to my channel to even see that it exists, much less watch it. So I don't think this is in any way targeted. I don't think like YouTube has like shadow banned me or something. If you're not familiar with that term, usually it's a term on Instagram where an account is not technically blocked, but it is basically taken out of the algorithms for suggestions and showing up in people's feeds. And I don't think anything like that has happened here, or if it has, I don't believe it to be intentional, because YouTube has owned up to a certain amount of things being very wonky because, like a lot of places right now, they've had to cut down on their on-site work staff for the sake of not having stuff get worse and spread further. So they had sent out some heads up like, hey, something's maybe off. The specific thing that they addressed were that videos that do not deserve to be may end up being blocked or deleted because of how many things are now being automated by bots that normally would have gone on past the desk of a human, at some point in the process, and now they aren't. None of the things, at least that I could find, that they've been like, hey, heads up, this might happen, involved just being bottomed out, like is happening to me, where like nobody sees your stuff, but it's still there. Now, I'm not going to say I've never heard of this happening before. I have. Like I remember back year and a half, maybe even 2 years ago, when the bell was first introduced. Definitely a number of the YouTubers I subscribe to, part of what they were saying with why you need to hit the bell is because not everyone was seeing stuff showing up in their subscription feeds. So I've seen that as an issue. Obviously, when there have been adpocalypse shifts in the algorithm, some people's views went way down, but I've never had any of that happen to me. And from what I can see looking around, I'm not seeing my direct experience reflected a lot of other places, at least not that I could find, to the degree that I'm prepared to dig around and look for it. Because honestly, I'm not the best at research, and B, it's depressing. So I don't know what's causing it, and I don't know how to address it. I don't know if it can be addressed. Even if YouTube wasn't operating on a skeleton crew, a channel my size, this isn't something that I would expect to be able to get much direct help on under the best of circumstances, and now, like, forget it. So here's where things stand with me right now. I don't plan to slow down, and I don't plan to stop, because I love doing this. But I'm not going to lie, this is really disheartening. And it's not even a case of, oh, I'm not getting as many views as I did when, my channel was more topical because there was new Doctor Who airing or whatnot. I've dealt with that before, and that's disheartening in its own way. This is a whole other ballgame. Even the people who have, told YouTube, subscribe, want to know when this person posts things, aren't seeing it. Now, let me be clear, as far as overall things, like I'm dealing with a lot. I'm very stressed, but so are most people. I still have my job. That hasn't changed. So I'm not in any kind of a dire situation because this is not my primary source of income. It's not the main way I pay my bills. That having been said, it is an important supplement, and this is a time of year where sudden drop in income is not ideal. Not that it's ever ideal, but there are some times where you can cushion it better. This isn't great, but I intend to keep my schedule as planned. I plan to keep moving forward because I still have my Patreon support. I still have people going out of their way to support me who deserve my regular output, and I will continue to do that. But first thing is, apologies if my overall tone of delivery gets a little more somber. I'm gonna try to not have this enter into how I present, but it's just it's hard to battle off the thought of, well, what's the freaking point? Because as much as I love doing this, and as much as I've always said, don't get into this game if you wouldn't love doing it even when nobody's watching, and I stand by that, but it's one thing when you start out and you're doing it and nobody's watching, but you're slowly having more people watch it, and then for that to suddenly vanish, that is a different scenario. Like I said, I'm going to try a few other things. There's a few elements and features of YouTube that I don't currently use, but I can. and I have no actual active reason to believe that this is actually going to counteract what I'm dealing with, but I would like to know that I've tried everything. So I'm probably going to start. I've had it like halfway done for a while now. I'm probably going to activate YouTube memberships, which was something I was dragging my feet on because I worked very hard on having it be more or less equivalent to the Patreon. So people who choose to either support me that way or on the Patreon aren't getting substantively different experiences. Wanted to make them as close and approximate as I can, but I'll probably activate that. After having recorded this, but before this goes up, I'll have put up new videos on the Break Room of Geeks and the Vera Wild channel. We'll see if those are tanked as much as this channel is. Obviously, those channels get lower views anyway, but I still know what is low by the standards of those channels. So I can at least get a sense of whether it's only this channel or not. I might end up, pushing out more stuff in the break room to get that over the hump so that can be monetized, to try and counteract the fact that nobody's seeing me right now on here. And I wish I had like a grand concluding statement, but honestly, this is me just kind of giving you an update. And my plans for how to deal with this are half-formed and probably won't make a difference. So, like, I don't mean to be a downer. I really don't, especially, like, now. Like, nobody needs me to be a downer right now, and like I said, I'm gonna try very hard to not have that sully the tone of my videos. I want to make stuff that people want to see and can make them smile while all this is going on. Of course, it would help if they could actually see it. So that's where I'm at right now. It's where the channel's at. It's the latest way that I'm being completely screwed by, I don't know what to blame. The algorithm, the bots, something. So it goes. I'll see you folks tomorrow for the live stream where I'm going to open up the birthday presents that people sent me. So I think that'll have a nicer, lighter tone. That'll be fun. And stop in then. It's 7 p.m. Eastern time. Unless I shift it to a little bit later. I don't know. You keep an eye out. And that'll wrap it up for this one. Stop in, say hi. I'd appreciate it, but you don't have to. End of the day, folks, you're the council. I'm just trying to run these meetings if people can make it. And until next time, this council is adjourned.